Yes, jetzt geht's.
Hello and welcome. My name is Stefan from CHC Corporate Health Consulting, and you are listening to one of the newest CHC expert interviews. And today I have a very interesting guest here in my interview. And very welcome, Stefan. Verra, please introduce yourself.
Stefan, thanks for having me. Thank you. My name is Stefan Verra, and I'm an expert for body language. I have been working on body language, thinking about it, studying it for more than 20 years. So it's the majority of my adult life. Well, I'm working on it. I'm working with people on their body language. I'm telling and giving the information, all I know about body language in the whole world. So in Asia, in China, in the US, in Africa, you name it. I have been working for NATO. I have been working for several political organizations, and I'm also a guest lecturer on several universities. But mainly, to be honest, I enjoy to work with people like you and me, because I think the biggest impact we have to get an emotional connection with the other people, the people around us, is via our emotional communication. That is the body language.
That's really awesome. And I'm really looking forward to the next minutes with you, because I love body language, because it is so powerful in my opinion. So let's start. Body language and business. Where are the advantages? Why should we focus on this? How can we use it?
Well, if we talk about business, don't be angry at me, because I would like to prefer to talk about our private lives, because we always think in business, when I do a presentation or when I do a job interview, I have to appear in a sovereign way, I have to appear in a competent way. But to be honest, when you are competent in business life, you are also competent in your private life. And to give you a precise example, people always talk about business and they want to bring their points across, but they have difficulties at home to tell their children that they should clean their room. And, you know, that is the same thing. Yeah, that's the same thing, you know, don't talk about business if your children don't obey. And the thing about body language is, it is not more important than our spoken words. That is a misconception we always read and we always hear. That is a very non-scientific way of looking at it. The spoken word is very important. You know, when you talk about business life, what you tell your clients, what you say to your customers, and what do you say to your staff members is very important. But the thing is, whether they believe it, or whether they think that you are just an annoying person, it is all about body language. So when we talk about the emotional level, when we talk about body language, it is that the information that is data, that is numbers, that is the naked information, it has never ever a meaning. So when I take your first name, that is Stefan, I can say Stefan. But I can also say Stefan, but I can also say Stefan. Then the content of my words was always the same. It was Stefan. But the meaning, how I mean your first name, was mainly transported via my body language and a little bit with my voice also. And that is why in business life, if you want to bring across an important point, it is so important that you always remember, just saying it is not enough. You have to have the tools to be and to appear in a very convincing way.
Mm-hmm. So this brings me immediately to another question, what I was thinking about, because when I looked at the video right now, when you said Stefan in 3 different ways, I saw very much. I didn't just hear a very big difference, but also I saw a lot of things. What is the difference when we transfer to this online world, what the whole business world did in the last 1.5 years? So should we use it differently? Where should we focus on? What changed actually?
Actually, not that much changes. The only thing that changes is that your body is only half, can only be seen down to the belly. So only the half of your body can be seen. And that makes it a little bit more difficult because tiny motions, tiny movements appear way bigger in front of a camera. That's the only difference. But to give you a precise hint, in front of a camera, if you want to talk with a person in a very relaxed way, during an online call, an asymmetrical body language is a good idea. That is what I'm doing right now. Asymmetrical. That is the body language that you would incorporate when you are at the bar with friends. If you have a relaxed chat with them, you would sit asymmetrical. And that is throughout the whole call. That is the preferred body language. Only when you come to your most important point, to your USP, you change your body language from asymmetry to symmetry. And that is in real life, but also in front of a camera. That is one little hint that helps you to distinguish between the lesser important points and the more important points. So change from asymmetry to symmetry.
That's a really, really cool hint. So thank you very much. I definitely will do this in the future because normally I tend to sit symmetrically in front of the camera. And just when I talk with friends online and when I have a Zoom dinner or something like that, I sit like this, but I've never thought about this. So it's really, really interesting. Thank you so much. Yeah. But this means it is so much more important that you use video chat, right? Or video conferences, and you also see the other person in front of or on your screen, right?
Yeah, I would like to give you some scientific facts about that. We build trust via the information we get from our environment. And the more information we get, the more trust we can build. And the information gets only via 5 channels into our brain. That is the eyes, that is the ears, the nose, the skin, and the mouth, our 5 sense organs. That's the only possibility. And if you cut out too many sense organs or the information for those sense organs, we have a hard time building trust. That is why, Stefan, within us, building trust via Tinder is very hard. You know, because Tinder is only a photo and maybe some chats. You won't fall in love via Tinder. You only fall in love with the imagination you have of a person. And when we talk about business life, it's the same thing. Rule is, the less sense organs are incorporated or involved in a communication, the more misconceptions. That means writing a WhatsApp or an email has a big drawback. A lot of misconceptions will happen. So it is better to incorporate a second sense organ, and that would be the ears. Just pick up the phone and call the person. If that doesn't work, turn on the camera. So if you want to build trust, turn on your camera. The problem I often hear is that people say,
so
yeah, okay, please. So no, just one thing.
So this is something I see so often in our projects we are doing in corporate groups. So many leadership members don't use the camera when they have meetings with their team. So, and in my opinion, this is a huge mistake because, I mean, yes, there should be trust, but I think so much is missing if they just have audio calls or phone calls.
Yeah. Absolutely. I give you an example for that. I have turned off my camera right now. And you know how I look like, you hear me, but it is a strange feeling when I turn on the camera. You see my gestures, you see my facial expressions, you see the tempo of my motions. Now you get enough information to build trust. To be honest, it is never ever the same as meeting the person in real life. But camera meetings are the best way we have during a pandemic, or if we have a meeting with people that are not in the office. Now, if the person on the other side doesn't turn on the camera, I would use the technique of reciprocity. Because you can't say to your customer, turn on your camera, because it's your customer. But what you could do is you could turn on your camera. And what we have in our brain, if someone gives me a present, in that case, the picture, the other person gets the feeling, oh, I also have to give the person on the other side a present. And that is why sometimes you will hear, sorry, I can't turn on my camera because I'm not at my office. Or sorry, my camera system doesn't work. So they give you an excuse why they can't give you a present as you gave them the picture. That is a sign that reciprocity is working. And what will happen is the next time you make a call with that person, the probability is very high that this person will turn on their camera also. That is why, especially for people in charge, turn on your cameras and encourage your staff members to turn on their camera, because it is not about you, but it is about them. They will appear way more sovereign and way more self-confident if they show their picture via camera.
That's so true, Stefan. That's so true. I think we will highlight this in the video, because this is a major positive impact in corporations. And I know this from so many different scenarios when it's all about communication and misunderstanding and leadership and stuff like that. So when somebody is not really used to body language and want to learn about this, or want to implement this in his private life and also in his business life, where can I start? How can I start?
Now, a good idea is follow me on my social media channels. It's absolutely for free, and get my weekly body language tip. You get it via email. Just go on www.stefanverra.com. Maybe you can put the link into the show notes. You get every week one body language tip for free. And be sure there is no marketing tool behind that. You won't get any advertisement. You won't get any spams. It's just one short body language tip every Sunday. And what I would encourage you is come to a seminar, because a real life seminar, I can give you a feedback, because with body language, we have a hard time sometimes, because we are the only people who don't see our own body language. You don't see your facial expressions. So a lot of times people think they look so friendly when actually they look like that. And what helps is if you get a professional feedback. And number two is we show too little feedback on other people's words, on other people's communication. And to get a feedback that you should nod your head a little bit more often, that you should show more reactions, is very important. And number three, you get a lot of hints and tips. For instance, what I'm doing throughout the whole interview is I work a lot with my eyebrows. That is one of the strongest signals we have available. So if you see someone and you say hi, or you say hi with raised eyebrows, that makes a huge difference, and that makes an impact. And all the things I do and I work on with people, they are always independent from temperament. That is important. Number two, they are independent from culture. They work in every culture in the whole world. And number three, they are independent from gender. So body language is not a cultural thing. Body language is older than human beings. And if you know how to work with your eyebrows, that signal works on every culture, with every gender, and with every temperament. That's just one example.
That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. So one last question. Can we change our mood through our body language?
Yes, we can, but it is not that easy as some people think. So a lot of people think that it's enough to smile for 60 seconds in a mirror and your mood changes. Stay with cocaine. The impact is way better with cocaine, believe me. Okay. So it is not that easy. Number one, if you want to change your mood, you have to be very consistent. That means you have to do it very often and for a very long time. Then the hormones in your brain start to click when they feel a proper body language. To give you an example, a sports person, a person who does a lot of sports, this person just has to start jogging for 2 or 3 minutes and the hormones start to circulate in their body and they feel better. If you have a person who has never ever done sports in their life and you say to them, go running, go jogging, they get a big depression. So we have to adapt our body. That is why we always have to refrain from those hints that give us too easy answers and too short answers. You have to train your body and your hormones. Then it works.
That's really cool. So thank you so much, Stefan, for taking this time. I really, really appreciate this interview you gave us in the last minutes. So if somebody wants to reach out to you and want to attend your seminars or want to know more about you, what's the best way, other than your website you already gave us, to connect with you?
Please follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. You find me everywhere. I give almost every day a small hint, something funny, something interesting about body language. And through that, you will learn to love about yourself, to show a lot of energy, because I think that is never, ever a matter of age. I'm almost 50 and I want to give the people a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. And you will find a little bit of that on my social media channels.
That's awesome. We will definitely tag you in the interview and also put your website and all your channels online. So again, thank you so much and have a great day. And to all of you listeners out there, yeah, just try it, just reach out to Stefan and yeah, improve your life and have a great day. Thank you. Talk soon.
Stefan, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.